Hello everyone. So, back in the fish room, ready for another Wednesday's rambling. I want to say a big thank you to Jay for doing last week's Wednesday ramble. It was kind of my wife to do that, and it's also very nice to be looking after the fish room while I'm away working. I really appreciate if she puts in the fish room, keeping everything alive. By the way, she's doing a perfect job. Anyway, this ramble is actually going to be a bit to do with Chris. He commented up about my ideas for changing my blackwater tank for the better instead of my original goal of some other species like Chiliraspora, sparkling gourami, or say like normal lamprey Achilles. He's correct. The Epistogrammus, some cories, or something like that would be really cool in a tank like this, and it would actually be very well set up for them. But it really gets up my goat seeing our poor bedders in tiny tanks. So I'm going to set this tank up for them, and Chris, I will be doing something like that. I have great respect for what you do with your channel and the fish you've got, and they are in impeccable condition. And just because of that, I actually really would like to do what you were saying, actually set up a nice wee tank, and maybe either that one right there or one similar I might actually set up for that. Probably actually will be that one, to be honest. But anyhow, we'll get there when we get there. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So in saying that, where my ramble for this week is going to be based on is fish keeping in New Zealand and the frustration you get with it. There's two things in fish keeping here. One, the same old, and two, to me it feels like the shops are scared to change from what they know to import different species. And that's what I struggle with. I turn up to the shop, it's the same old. And then when you ask, it's like they default back to the exact same thing. And it is so frustrating. We've got only a few killies here because some southern people still keep managing to breed them, and also they just don't import them. Like seriously, there's so many species out there. Our fish list is pretty good for them, but they won't bring them in. Maybe it's because there's not enough people interested. Well, is it the other side of it? There's people interested. They're sick to death of asking because it's just as easy for the shops to bring in the same old because it's the same routine, the same paperwork, and the same system. I don't know. I'm frustrated by it, and I know that the Fishroom channel is not going to like this, and I'm not really interested in discussing it with him anymore because he's a shop and I'm a hobbyist. And as a hobbyist, I'm only interested in constantly evolving this hobby for myself and getting more and more different species of fish and doing more things in the fish keeping hobby. Like, I'd be quite keen on some of the rarer tetras. I'm not going to get them here, and we got a massive tetra list. It's a frustration, and I'm very jealous of the people, say, in Australia, USA, and Asia, along with Europe. You guys have got so much at your fingertips, and here, well, it makes you want to just bang your head on a brick wall for half an hour. It's frustrating. That's actually partly why I've started doing a bit more car racing, because at least that's sort of something I can do here and push and not have a real big limitation on, well, apart from money and the fact that everything in New Zealand costs a fortune. But part of life. So yeah, the ramble is literally that. It's frustrating living in New Zealand for a lot of things. Fish keeping is not easy because things aren't common and easy to find. The prices aren't that cheap, and if you're into the marine like I am, well, that's not cheap. It's actually ridiculous, considering how close we are to some reefs and some good coral fragging. But there is one bonus in New Zealand I have found, is the fish keeping community in the reef is very good, and they do support each other with their coral frags. So big thumbs up to that group. That is actually what's made it easy for me to get into reefing, and I'm really happy about that. Anyhow, that's enough of that. What I will be putting into this Wednesday ramble is, for the last video that my wife did, would everyone be interested in a couple more of those being done like that on a few other things? So post up in the comments below. That would be great. Thanks for watching, and Max Fishroom out.